Wasting some time here, and I am on the public test server, and that's Colorado. I played this on there, and it is almost as terrible as I remember. Slightly better, but man, still not a fan of the slow American battleships. Just speed is key. Anyways, this video is going to be about the captain skills that are coming in, supposedly coming in 6.0, the next update. So we're just going to dive right into these captain skills. And I'm just going to go down the lower rows, obviously, are the expensive skills. They cost 4 a pop, and I'm just going to work my way up. Concealment Expert at 4 skill points is freaking amazing. I mean, you can spend 10 points and get Concealment Expert. That is so much better than spending 15 points to get Concealment Expert. It's going to open up, and I think this is going to be like almost mandatory for a lot of competitive people, just to have that slight edge in detectability is huge to me. The radio position finding. I'm going to have I think 3 clips. I'm going to show you a couple of the skills, just see, what they look like, and just kind of coincide with what I ran into and how I think they're going to affect the game. I think this skill will be useful to players who don't keep track of what's going on well. They get distracted, they get tunnel vision or whatnot. I think that could help them, save them a few times from being ambushed or just something random, like somebody just getting up next to them and they don't notice. That's kind of how I viewed it. I mean, it's not for an actively observant World of Warships player. I don't think this is really going to make too much sense. It's like, okay, so I know where the destroyer is. Well, the destroyer just launched torpedoes or is still firing at you. You know where that destroyer is. I mean, torpedo is not the best example, but I mean, you know what's out there. You know what you need to do to not get nuked. So I mean, I would call it a crutch skill at 4 points, and it's an expensive one, very expensive, not really worth it. I would much rather have Concealment Expert, Manual AA. That's nice. I mean, these are all really nice and helpful. Advanced Firing Training, decent at 4 points. Kind of have to reevaluate what 4 points mean to us. This isn't the best one. I really think Concealment Expert is the best one. Manual secondaries for some battleships would be a close second. And then the anti-air would be also really, really strong for a lot of cruisers, which is nice because we can go for Manual AA and Concealment on a lot of cruisers. I'm excited about that. That's going to make it fairly powerful. This is going to be a painful patch time, I think, for carriers because they are giving Manual AA out cheaper. Air Supremacy is cheaper. A lot of people are going to run that. Advanced Firing Training, although at the same cost, I think more people may get it. I don't know, but we'll find out. It's still worth 4 points, I would probably say, but there are some pretty good options at tier 4. Air Supremacy, I said that a second ago. At 10 points is really nice for a carrier, but now everybody's going to have it. It's not going to be something that you have to work too hard to get, so it kind of makes it almost irrelevant. We'll see. I mean, we'll see a lot of Langleys and Ho shows at tier 4 with Air Supremacy now to just be more cancerous. I approve. Just go do it. Go club all the seals. Never been a big fan of Survivability Expert, although now it's cheaper. Well, no, it's not cheaper. It's still 4. It was 4. It's now 4 still. I mean, it's still worth it for destroyers. It's not worth it for any other class. And we already talked about Manual Fire Control. I am a fan of this for some of the ships that have a little longer range. 7K base range, and then you start piling on all the secondaries. It's really nice to have this. All right. Going to go up, jump to the fire prevention. It costs 3 points now. It used to cost 2, but they have improved it. The 7% chance to fire reduction. It's still not worth it. It's the dumbest thing ever. Wargaming, just do something about that at least. I mean, it's just so stupid. So I'm going to throw some math at you, and I'm sorry. It's not actually like a solid 7%. It's a reduction of the shell that's hitting you. So if the shell that's hitting you has a 5% chance of fire, if you have this skill, it's like at 4.65% instead of the full 5%. And I understand you can get up there. If you get hit with shells that have 30 some odd % from a battleship for fire, yeah, it's a few points off. That's nice. But it's still stupid and worthless, and it wasn't worth anything for the longest time. But maximum number of fire sources on a ship is reduced to 3. I'm going to talk about how this works, and I think it's actually freaking genius, and it actually may be worth it if you being on fire is something you hate and you're in a battleship. So, the current way fire works, you have 4 sections on the ship that can catch fire. You have the bow, you have the front superstructure, the rear superstructure, and the stern. My mouth looks a little small, so it's kind of hard to keep track of. I'm sorry. The way the skill works, it reduces those zones to 3. And it does that by combining the superstructure here in the middle into one zone. And that is the area that is most likely to catch fire, obviously, because of the way your superstructure armor is. It's the area that gets penetrated most. So I mean, it's a lot of HE shells can penetrate this. I don't know if y'all can see that right now, but my monitor freaked out on me. Anyway, we don't want it to turn off. It was trying to turn off on me. So the superstructure is the nice big juicy target for all the HE spammers. Obviously, they can get the plate here, but it's a smaller target. It's skinny at both ends, and you have these 2 big armored things that don't care at all about HE shells hitting them, and they're just going to break the shells, which reduces the likelihood of a fire, if I recall correctly. And HE shell penetration is about 1/6 of its diameter. So you have a 203 millimeter shell, and it's like a 33 millimeter penetration. So enough of that nonsense. And I know I skipped this inert fuse for HE shells. I'm going to get back to that in a second. So the fire prevention actually may be worth something. Basics of survivability, instead of 1 point, is now 3. Man, I would rather spend the credits on the repair party, on the 2 repair party and the health regen instead of this. So I'd really rather go with damage control premium version and then the repair party premium version instead of that. It's 3 points. That's pretty big. It's 3 points. I don't like it. Torpedo armament expertise. I just messed up on words there. It happens. Same. Still alright. Good for some destroyers. I like this one. Emergency takeoff. 100% timed aircraft servicing time when the carrier is on fire. So you can still launch planes when you're on fire, but it just takes twice as long. I like that. That's nice. It's new. It's for carriers. It's good. Basic firing training used to be 1 point, and man, we're going to have some nerfs to destroyers rate of fire. There's a lot of good skills you can get for 3 points, and now you're going to have to try to get one of these that used to cost 1. The reload time to your low caliber guns is taking a hit again. They took it away from cruisers. It used to affect larger guns up to 155 millimeter guns, so the light cruisers could use this, but now they got rid of that. Now they're making it more expensive. I don't think they like people using this to increase their DPM for whatever reason. Superintendent, same place, same cost, same use. Demolition expert is no longer 4 points, it's 3 points, and it no longer causes an increase of 3% chance of fire. It only causes 2. But you do get so it's kind of a nerf to some HE spammers, a little nerf, and a slight reduction. So we had to, a 25% decrease to the cost of the thing, but a 33% decrease to its effectiveness. So, I mean, it's kind of how much did you like it before? I think it could still be worth it, but like I said, there are a lot of nice tier 3 things to get. Basic firing training, I would say, would be a competitor for Demolition Expert now, which is a stupid thing to say with the current skills, but if this makes it into it, it will be a contender for your 3rd point. For destroyers anyways. Vigilance is 3 points. I never actually get this. I consider it a crutch skill again. It's nice to have. It's nice to see torpedoes coming at you earlier, especially, man, the torpedo walls from earlier in this game's life were an issue. You don't see that even at higher tiers as much. Last Stand, still a good thing to have if you're a destroyer, although I would say the new preventative maintenance kind of almost takes a lot of risk of being incapacitated out of it. 30% is a nice decrease. Honestly, I wouldn't get Last Stand. I don't think it's as important as it was, but it's still nice with that preventative maintenance if you want to throw that on your destroyer. Still nice though. Adrenaline Rush. This is just a sink of stupidness, and you shouldn't get it at all. 1.1% to reload time of all types of armament for each 1% of lost HP. So, wargaming and translations and descriptions, not the best stat of these things they are. I said that stupid just to try to be funny. It didn't work. I'm sorry. So, if you do the math on this, it's so stupid. If you've lost 95% of your health, it's only going to give you like 9.5% reduction to your reload time. And you take 9.5% out of, let's say, a battleship time, 30 seconds. Just finish the math there. It's not worth it. It's 2 points is just not worth it. You would be better off going with like high alert, honestly. Anyways, expert rear gunner, carrier, same, still nice. Smokescreen expert, I think this is a contender for the 2nd point for the 2 point scale. I mean, for the British cruisers, I like it. Nice big fat smokescreens now. I'm a fan. You can slow down later or be at a slightly higher speed with your British cruisers coming to a stop, so you can use it a bit quicker. You have more room to back up and move around your smoke screen because you know torpedoes are coming towards your smoke screen. It's just something that you just need to assume is going to happen. So I do like this. It just makes it a bit bigger. It'll hold a few more people, so I like the option. Torpedo acceleration is, I mean, it's okay. It's 2 points. I like that being at 2 points. Expert marksman, always a fan of this for a lot of ships with slow turrets. A Jack of all trades is now a 2 point skill. I don't think anybody ever took this, so they definitely reduced it. I run the flag. That reduces my reload time of all mounted consumables. It's kind of a sink in my opinion. And high alert is a decent contender, especially for battleships. And priority target and a 1 point skill. I think it's interesting to know how many people are pointing their guns at you or have you selected as a target. Outside of that, I don't think it's really worth too much. It's just there's not a lot of great skills at the tier 1 here. Man, I mean, basic firing training and basics of survivability were really the go-to things at one skill point. But now you have preventative maintenance, you got priority target, interesting. I feel like it's going to tell you more of when you're out of position and you have like more than 1 or 2 people locked onto you, engaging you. It's like, oh, hey, yeah, I shouldn't be here. I should turn around. I'm in a bad neighborhood. I'll see y'all later. That's about it. Expert loader. It's at 1 point I can see it maybe worth a battleship. Maybe for your Steven Seagal battleship at one point with 75% reduction instead of 50%. I don't know if y'all people remember that about the Steven Seagal captain. He has a buff to his expert loader skill. His is 75, and he has a buff to his expert marksman, which is, I believe, 3 degrees and 1 degree. So that's nice. Aircraft servicing expert, always nice. Direction center for catapult aircraft. I kind of like this for battleships at 1 skill because it doubles the aircraft you launch into the air. So you have 2 catapult aircraft. They circle at, I think it's 4.2. That's nice. Spot a few more torpedoes and have a bit more of a commitment from the enemy carrier to actually come mess with you. May lose a few more planes if they attack you. So that's nice. It's kind of a slight increase, but not the best thing ever. Dogfighting expert, tier 1. It's all the same stuff. Incoming fire alert. Again, I think incoming fire alert. I don't know what that is. Radio position finding and this priority target. They're going to increase your awareness of the situation, which is good. But there are, if you're an observant fellow, and you know that I mess up words often, you shouldn't get this because they don't really matter. They don't increase your effectiveness of accomplishing a task minus keeping your ass out of trouble. That's all they do, which you should be trying to actively do yourself. And the worst option for a skill to take outside of one possible thing that you could try to do, but it doesn't. I don't know. Anyways, evasive maneuver. 40% to the detectability of your strike aircraft when returning to the carrier. I need to slow down instead of trying to talk fast and mess up. 15% to your HP of the strike aircraft and 30% to the airspeed of the strike aircraft. This is all when you're coming back to the carrier. So, okay, so you just went and bombed and torpedoed a battleship. Congratulations, you got damage. Hopefully you did. The enemy team and the enemy carrier, if they saw the mini-map and noticed they were being bombed, they probably know where your strike aircraft are at that present time and probably where they're going to go back to. Probably somewhere on the side of the map you're at. So it's just the dumbest thing. And it taking 3 or 4 minutes to cycle a squad between launching them, attacking them, getting back, and launching them again. It kind of takes a while. And you're going to have the reduction of the return by 30%. That's so stupid. You're actually in a 20-minute match. You could screw yourself with this skill out of a full strike package out of an aircraft carrier when you only get to have each squadron attack 3 or 4 times, and you're going to try to cut one of those out almost. That's just the most negative skill I think you could probably get. Anyways, we're going to switch to the Baglioni, and we're going to talk about this one thing we skipped. I think this one, the inert fuse for HE shells, is probably the biggest skill sink that they've introduced. It's a terrible idea to do this. Let's just talk about these guns. They're the guns on this are 152 millimeters. So the HE penetration for 152 millimeters is 152 divided by 6 equals 25 millimeters. So you're going to increase that by 25%, which is going to give you 6 more millimeters of penetration, when 25 millimeters of penetration will get you penetration into the superstructure of every single battleship in the game. It doesn't make sense. You're going to get penetration. Maybe you'll get a few more, but you're suffering a 6% decrease to your fire chance to get that. It doesn't make any sense at all. I don't know of a ship that this would actually be a benefit to because of the actual gigantic reduction to HE. I feel like a lot of people are going to waste points on this, and I'm trying to tell you don't do it. And if you do it on the test server like I did and realize, well, I mean, that's nice that I get these HE penetrations. HE penetrations and damage work the same way AP do. If you don't know, maximum damage to the HE with the HE shells on the this ship is 2200. That's nice. Okay. But a penetration, unless you hit a citadel, that's a citadel number, or 2200 with your HE. So just a regular penetration is 33% of that. So it's 734. Wargaming rounds all these numbers up, so it's like 735, I think, or 734. Whatever. Anyways, they round it up. Max AP damage, same kind of thing, but overpins. They have overpins. HE shells that break, they don't get any damage. You do still have the chance for a fire, though. But AP, overpins 10%, penetrations are 33, citadels are 100% of the damage. So it'd be 3,300, 1,100, and then whatever 10% is. But just getting more penetration with your HE, it doesn't really matter, because if you're getting penetration with your HE and you already have a fire because you have actually a decent fire chance instead of a nerfed fire chance at 8% because you lost 6% of your fire chance, you should just fire AP at the guy. It's like, oh, hey, it's broadside battleship. I can get nice structural superstructure pins into this guy for 1,100. Oh no, I want this skill so I can get 734 structural penetrations. It doesn't make sense. Don't do it. Anyways, I'm going to show you some of these skills in the next clips. See y'all in a bit. Alright, the first clip is me and a Farragut. And that is the radio position finding. It's that white half circle right there. It doesn't give you an exact location. Just kind of gives you kind of a bearing. If you notice, it is slowly heading off to the other side there. It's really just not great, and it's kind of slow to update, and it wasn't really even pointing out that Leander. Just the way it moves when you look around, I just don't like it. I mean, now it's pointing out the Leander, right? I mean, how useful was that? He was sneaking up on me on the side. Not great. It's surprisingly hard to try to get somebody to catch you on fire sometimes. Just want to show y'all the Colorado with the one large superstructure fire. Just gotta wait here a second for somebody to set me on fire. Also, you can see the target alert. It's showing me how many people are pointing at me. 2. Interesting to know, but But if you notice, that fire is a full superstructure fire, so it can't be caught on twice in the middle now. It's nice, you know, but it's just I don't know, the priority target not great. And finally, a Bajoni with the increased penetration on the HE shells. That was a nice roll. 5 penetrations, decent damage. This guy's in trouble. But my question is, great, 4,100 on 8 shell hits. I could have gotten 8,000 damage roll if I was shooting AP. If I had 7 hits with AP, it doesn't make sense to use it to me. But I mean, it's like, oh well, you get penetrations and you have a fire chance, but it's a nerf to the fire chance. Why would you want that? The guy was already burning. There was no point for me to shoot HE at him right then. I could have got the kill. Could have been a contender. Anyways, hopefully y'all got something from this. Obviously, this isn't live yet, so we don't know if they'll keep it. Some of the AA buffs, I mean, are just ridiculous, and carriers will be in a lot of pain if they do what they've planned to do. But we'll see. Hopefully, I enjoyed. See y'all next time.